All right, so let's dive in. All right, so the first one here is I try to start work by 5 a.m. All right, so what does that mean? That means that my alarm clock usually goes off at 4:20 in the morning. All right, is that an easy thing? Absolutely not. Do I want to get out of bed? No, I really don't. But I pry myself out of bed and I say, hey, bro, if you can get started early, you can get finished early. All right, so when I start work at 5 a.m., that means by the time that 1 o'clock rolls around, I've already worked an 8 hour day and I've probably already gotten about 75% of my work done by 1 o'clock, which means that I have the afternoon to be able to get my personal stuff done, right? My workouts, hang out with my wife, finish that remaining 25% of work. But most importantly, that's a busy part in our company's routine. So I'm able to support the team, right? I own a virtual company, so I'm able to message back, hop on Zoom meetings if I need to, the whole 9 yards. All right. So tip number one, I wake up early. All right. That goes back and forth. A lot of, mentors will say, don't wake up early. It doesn't matter. Some mentors will say, wake up early. All right. I only talk from personal experience. Waking up early has been something that's been helpful for me. Alarm clock goes off at 4:20. I try to get into the office by 5 in the morning. By the time 1 o'clock rolls around, I've already completed 75% of my work. And, that's a huge accomplishment. All right. So waking up early has been very beneficial for me. All right, number two, this one's also been really beneficial for me. No meetings before 11 a.m. All right, I don't have any meetings before 11 a.m. Reason being is I want to capitalize on the time that I am naturally most energized. All right, I am naturally most energized from 5 in the morning to about 1 o'clock. That hour that I get about 75% of my work done, those are my most productive hours. So I don't want to schedule meetings within those hours because then that takes time away from the project work that I'm focusing on. All right. For me at this stage of business, I have 35 staff members. The biggest things that I'm working on is I'm heavy in the sales department, I'm heavy in the marketing department, and I'm also heavy on larger scale projects that are moving the company forward, right? So my working on the business activities, I'm trying to get those done when I am most energized and I am sharpest between the ears. So that means I move meetings till after 11 o'clock. All right, so that's point number two. All right, point number three. This is one that's been very hard for me, but I would say that this year I've gotten a lot better at it. All right, I'm definitely the type of individual that will try to do a week's worth of work in one day. It's just, I don't know, it's how my parents raised me. My parents both still work and they're about to be in their 60s. So they just love to work. It's in our blood. All right, but what I've been doing this year, and I feel like it's been really helpful because it allows me to be more focused than more scattered, is only having 3 critical tasks a day. All right. So what I mean by that is I'm not only doing 3 things a day, I'm doing 3 major things a day that move the needle forward. All right. I'm not doing 7 needle moving things, 8 needle moving things. I'm doing 3 needle moving things. And this allows me to give my 110% attention to those 3 things throughout the day. All right. Those 3 things I'm not going to get into examples because those 3 things could be different depending on the stage of business that you are at. All right. So, but anyways, I will identify, and I usually identify this the night before. So the night before I will create my next day, I will identify what are the 3 things that you need to get done tomorrow to move the business forward. I will write those things down. I will make sure that I get those 3 things done. And then obviously I have other work on top of that as well. All right, with that, to be able to figure out what those 3 things are, I also prep my month and I prep my week. All right, so I prep my month with what is most important for me to accomplish this month, which then allows me to prep my weeks, which then allows me to prep my days. All right, I actually use Monday.com. These are like tips within the tips. All right, I use Monday.com and I have my own personal task sheet. Maybe we can get it on the screen somewhere. I have my own personal task sheet where, I have all my tasks organized. I have my month organized, my week organized, and then I have all my days organized, and I can check those boxes off as I'm accomplishing things. Which for me, that's how my brain works. So if you're somebody that feels accomplished when you mark done, right, or you cross something off, continue to use systems like that because you're rewarding your brain to continue to do those behaviors. All right, so that's my third tip. I know there was a lot of tips within that third tip. All right,